Hello, today I'm going to show you how to draw a simple ice cream cone in Procreate. First, you're going to create a new canvas. I'm just going to use screen size. And then you're going to go to your brush library under calligraphy. All these brushes will be free in the Procreate app when you download it. Go to monoline. Size it around 20 and then pick a palette. I'm going to use this one. I just found it online for free. I'm going to get this first color here. Make sure your brush is on monoline and start with a basic cone. You can hold it down and it'll lock it. Edit your shape. Straighten it up. I don't know why I've got a fourth thing there. There we go. Straighten it up, then center it. I have snapping on. You don't want magnetics, just snapping. This will snap it to the center. Then I'm going to draw an oval to connect the top. You can adjust your shape like this to get it nice and lined up like that. Then you are going to go here and slightly darken your color like that. Fill this, you hold down, drag your color, hold down, and then go until you don't have any white here. You just slide left to right with your pen. Now that you've got that with two different shades, go back to your first color, fill this, slide until your white's gone. Oops, just drew a little line over there, don't need that. Back to your darker color. On a new layer with clipping mask turn on, I'm going to draw diagonal lines up the canvas like so, to create a nice waffle cone pattern. Hold down your pen and it will lock in that spot like so. Once you have like a few lines, you can duplicate that to speed up the process like this. Just duplicate again. This is what I do sometimes just to get that, because it's a repeating design. You can just duplicate and do that. I'm going to erase right here because it kind of over the top. Do it again. Almost done, probably just one more. Like that. Okay, now we've got our stripes. I'm going to merge these three layers together. So we've just got some wild stripes. Duplicate. Hit the mouse in the top corner. Uniform, flip horizontally. I accidentally double clicked. Adjust like so until you've got a nice waffle cone, ice cream cone. Erase the top bits if any of them popped over. Then you've got your cone. You're going to tap the first one, slide to the right, and hit group. So now you've got your cone separate. Create a new layer. Pick your color. I'm going to do like a nice bright pink so that you have it strawberry ice cream, nice and summery. You're going to draw a rainbow arch. Edit. Hold down your pen and it'll auto snap in like that. I'm going to adjust it like so. And then make sure your streamline's on for this because it'll make your lines look streamlined. That's this one. You want it at max or at least 75 for this. It will make your lines more clean per se. You then just bubble all the way around like this. I'm going to make it a little bigger because I made my cone a little small. Just with this mouse tool, uniform, because otherwise it'll kind of like mess up your design a little. You're going to put your ice cream arch like so. Drag, drop, and fill in. So now I've got my cone. New layer, clipping mask. I'm going to go for like this lighter shade here with, it's under inking, I believe. Yes, syrup. Draw a line wherever you want your light to come from. I'm doing it as if it comes from the top left. And then a darker color for shadowing, and I'm going to just shadow the back bottoms of all of these cones. Just shifting my screen with 2 fingers. And I might go, I like it like that, I think. Gaussian blur with the little magic wand. Gaussian blur, layer, slide it to, I'd say, about, not very far, like 2. Make sure it's on clipping mask, because otherwise, like, you'll have that overshot. It just kind of, another layer, clipping mask. Then you're going to go to the spray paints section and pick a medium nozzle, or you can use flicks. Either one works. I'm going to use medium nozzle this time. Pick another shade of pink, or whatever color you're doing. I'm just using pink as my example. You want to have multiple shades of your color that you like. Then you're just going to lightly, with your opacity around 75. You could go lower depending on how obvious you want it to look. And just coat over it all. See, I want my opacity lower. You can play around with that. This gives it some texture. I'm going to drag it underneath the highlights. Duplicate and then merge the highlights if you want them darker. I like this flick look. I'm going to do it again with a different color, lighter opacity. This just gives your ice cream cone some texture. You can do it at different opacities, different colors, until you just get like a look you like. This gives it some texture. Tap the top layer of your ice cream cone, swipe right, group, and then you can close that group. There's your ice cream. Now I'm going to do some sprinkles with all of these rainbow colors, because who doesn't love rainbow sprinkles on your ice cream? I'm going to go back to my monoline brush. Or, yeah, we'll do monoline brush. And you're just going to draw little lines all over. Hold to make them straight. All over. Just different colors. Alright, now that you have your sprinkles, you can do as many or as few as you like. I'm going to add one here. Alright, now that you have your sprinkles just the way you like them, you can do this or you can skip it. It is up to you. I'm going to create another layer, pick white, go to airbrushing, and pick a hard airbrush, maybe medium airbrush. I'll do medium airbrush. Size it down, and on the top side of the sprinkles, be sure to put clipping mask on first. Top side of the sprinkles, just draw a line like this, and then do it to all your sprinkles, or you don't have to do them all. I normally do, but you don't have to do them all. Just a highlight strip. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to blur this with the same Gaussian blur that we did earlier. You can even, around the tips of them, lines. Alright, oops, missed some. Alright, now that you've done all of those, you can also go under with a darker shadow shade, but we'll do that in a moment. Hit the magic wand again, Gaussian blur, layer. I'm going to go a little further this time because you just want them to kind of lighten. 8.4 is where I'm at, just somewhere in that range. You don't have to be exact. Then you're going to duplicate your sprinkle layer. Be sure to click the one on the bottom, just the colored sprinkles. Tap Alpha Lock, or you can 2-finger swipe, and that'll turn on Alpha Lock. Pick a dark charcoaly gray color, and tap Fill Layer. Be sure to have Alpha Lock on for this, otherwise it will color your whole screen. Then close the layers and tap the little mouse, and shift this layer just slightly, like so. Now you've got shadows. Gaussian blur it to, you want to go a little far. You don't want these to be super noticeable, but before you Gaussian blur, whoops, forgot, you got to turn off Alpha Lock because otherwise it will not blur. Gaussian blur, I'm going to go with about, oop, too far. You want them to stay like intact. I like this, just a little ways. Like so. Then you've got some nice shadowing for your sprinkles. You can also add shadowing to your ice cream cone if you want. Just do the same process. Duplicate the bottom layer, Alpha Lock, Fill Layer, turn off Alpha Lock, shift it slightly like that, and do the Gaussian blur again till you're to the point that you like it. I'm going to do about like that, 8.3, 8.8, whatever you really want. I kind of like it like that. I'm going to do the same thing with my cone. Duplicate, Alpha Lock, Fill Layer, Alpha Lock off. Don't forget to do that one. Shift it slightly, and you want to shift them all at the same angle so it makes your light seem like it's coming from one direction and your shadows on the other. Magic wand, Gaussian blur, layer, slide. Again, ooh, I'm going to go a little further this time. I'm going to go to about 11.5. And then up here, back to my ice cream cone one, I'm going to erase some of these. You want an airbrush eraser to make it look less harsh. That was harsh. Just going to erase some of this just because I don't feel like there would be shadowing on all of these. Like so, maybe too much. Like that. Just because I don't feel like there'd be shadowing on all of those. But this is how I do my simple ice cream cones. You can always create a new layer. Go back to inking, syrup. I'm going to do black. If you double tap in the black or the white, it auto locks to the blackest black and the whitest white. So I'm going to write in, ignore my handwriting, ice cream. I don't like that. Cone. You can write it in. Or, I don't like that. Didn't turn out too well. I just use a font, add text, click keyboard, ice cream. Oops, I want to capitalize that, see? Ice cream, cone. Select all, fonts. I'm going to use hash browns. I just downloaded this one from Font Space, free. Ice cream cone, center that. You can put it at the top or the bottom. You can also group your sprinkles, close all your groups, and you can group them into one big group like this. Then you can select them all. Oop, just shrunk it. Whoops. Okay, select them all and just kind of center it where you want it. I'm going to scoop mine up just a smidge. I want the words to go on the bottom instead of the top, like this. And there you have it, a pretty simple, really pretty ice cream cone